Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to The Walk. Today is Tuesday, December 5th, and today we are continuing to talk about God's timing and the fact that we will come out of those dark places, that shadow of death that we talked about so much last week, and we need to be ready for that. We need to know what to do while we're in that dark place, and then we also need to know what we need to be ready for as we're coming out of it. Now, yesterday we were in Habakkuk. It seems like that this study is bringing us into a lot of those Old Testament prophets. And this is what it says. Rejoice not over me, O my enemy. When I fall, I shall rise. When I sit in darkness, the Lord will be a light to me. Now, if you read the previous verses, this is Micah 7, verse 8. The previous verses are about how bleak and dismal that dark place can be. Keep in mind, the Bible does not promise us that we will not go through those dark places. We absolutely will. But what do? We realize that we are going to rise out of that dark place. We need to realize that the Lord is the source of our light. We don't need to be looking for all the things that this world tells us is the answer when we're in those dark places. The answer is your relationship with Jesus Christ and keeping your focus on Him. Verse 9, I will bear the indignation of the Lord because I have sinned against Him, until He pleads my cause and executes judgment for me. He will bring me out to the light. Shall look upon His vindication. So sometimes that dark place is something that's self-inflicted because we've done something that we shouldn't do. And we need to be aware of the fact that we carry that righteousness of Jesus Christ. But when we talk to the Lord about that sin, we get that sin out of the way, then we are better able to be in a place where we're ready to be brought out of that dark place into His light and whatever it is that He has prepared us to do through that dark time. God doesn't like our sin. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is God will use our sin to help us grow. And a big part of that growth is being open to the Lord. I messed up. I shouldn't have done this. Getting into that place of repentance, moving it behind you and running straight into the arms of Jesus Christ. Verse 10. Then my enemies will see, and shame will cover her who said to me, where is the Lord your God? As soon as I read that, I'm thinking to myself of all the incidences I have had where I've been with non-believers and I've been going through something very difficult. And they're saying, you have all this faith in God, where is He? And we have to be aware of the fact that they don't have the faith that we have. They don't have the experiences that we have had where God has shown up and shown off and proved Himself over and over and over again, making it clear that He is exactly who He says He is. They don't have that history. And part of our testimony to that person is to be faithful to our relationship with Christ, even in those dark places. Continuing on in verse 10, my eyes will look upon her. Now she will be trampled down like the mire of the streets. A day for the building of your walls. In that day, the boundary shall be extended. Because of our faithfulness, because we allow that dark place to grow us and mold us. And yes, it hurts and it's difficult and we don't like going through it. But because we allow it to grow us, God's kingdom grows. And God uses us as the catalyst to make that grow. Be ready to serve Him even when you're in that dark place. Have a wonderful day. God bless and keep walking the walk.